24 hours a day across Sussex Live from our studios in Chichester. This is proper local radio for Sussex. You're listening to V2 Radio. It's the daytime show with Neil. Bee Gees, of course, from 1976, and You Should Be Dancing. Just turned 1:15 is the time this Friday lunchtime. Now, you may remember earlier this year we told you about a Bourne Community College students' fundraising efforts to undertake a volunteer trip to Ghana next year. Kieran Turnbull is one of a group of 20 community college students who are taking part in a 15-day volunteer trip to Ghana in West Africa next February, supporting the restoration of schools and churches and to teach English to the local children as well. Now, Kieran joins me on the phone now, live from the Bourne Community College, to tell us a little bit more about the trip and how it's all being funded. Kieran, good afternoon to you. How are you?
Good afternoon, Neil. I'm very good, thank you.
Well, thanks for joining us on V2 Radio this afternoon. You must be very excited about this trip now. It feels like it's probably only about a few months away now. Next February, I think, isn't it? You're leaving. So you're one of 20 students taking part in this. Tell us a little bit more about your objectives. What you're going to do? What's it all about?
Yeah, so I think it's going to be a really eye-opening trip because, of course, Ghana is a very, very different country to England, to most anywhere in Europe, really. So it's going to be very different to what I've experienced before. I think it's going to sort of make me more thankful and aware of the things that we take for granted, like our electricity and running water, being able to use the Wi-Fi whenever we want, listening to the radio. Yeah.
It sounds like a fascinating trip and a real eye-opener, as you say. Have you or anybody else from the group of students visiting, have you ever been there before?
I haven't. I don't believe any of the students have, but both of the teachers that came with us have been before.
Right, so a little bit of previous experience. Now, I know you're going to be visiting primary schools in Ghana to brighten up the lives of young children. You're going to be delivering some bit of teaching on subjects like English, maths, and sports as well.
Yeah.
You must be really looking forward to this now.
Yeah, definitely. It's come up very quick, and really looking forward to it.
You must be, absolutely. Now, I know one of the teaching staff's there with you, Mr. Ryan Aqua. Good afternoon, Ryan. Tell us more a little bit about how Bourne Community College got involved in this.
Good afternoon, Neil. Well, like all of our students here, we're engaged in supporting not only local communities, but also the international community, and that's one of the key reasons why we offer the volunteering trip out into Western Africa, to really, as an eye-opener, to move away from the Emsworth town, the Chichester and Portsmouth area, and just go and see what impact we can make on the complete other side of the world, and also the values and vision that comes back with our students after being on the trip is something that we can see both in their academic achievements, but more importantly in their leadership skills, their social communication skills. And this is the third time we are doing the trip, and every time we can see that impact on our young people when they return, and it really does set them up for that further education or that world of work, the skills that they get to develop whilst out in Ghana this time round.
Yeah. Absolutely fantastic opportunity for young people, Ryan. What's the average age of the students that are going on the trip next year?
So the average age, all of our students are between 13 and 16 years of age, so some will be in year 11, also studying for their GCSEs, of course, but again, that's just the value of the trip, that we see it as a school and as a community, that, even our year 11 students, just prior to exams, this opportunity is, for a lot of our students, once in a lifetime, that opportunity to go there in a safe environment and not only develop themselves, but the young people in primary schools, yes, but also adults in the local area by renovating the churches, learning some of their cultural dances and music. Is something that will stay with them for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, absolutely sure about that. Now, I know it's not a cheap thing to do. It's £2,500, I think, per student, I think, to go on this trip next February. Kieran, you've been really involved in the fundraising to fund this, haven't you? You really have. Several things you've done this year already, but tell us more about those fundraising activities that you've got involved in.
Yeah, so far my biggest event has been my night at the musicals at Chidham Hall just over a month ago now, where I got local singers, musicians, dancers from the community to bring a bit of the West End right on our doorstep, and we filled up the entire hall. In fact, some people had to stand up, so we ran out of seats.
Wow.
So that was brilliant.
Fantastic.
We've also done within school. I've organised Krispy Kreme donut fundraising sales. We did a staff car wash and various raffles as well within school. I've done.
Excellent. So what's coming up next? What's the next big event?
Yeah, so next, on the 21st of September at the Bourne Community College, I am hosting a Grease night. So there's going to be lots of trivia, lots of clips from the film, sing-alongs, a bit of a dance-off, lots of opportunities to immerse yourself in 1950s culture.
Fantastic.
And yeah, it's going to be great fun.
Fantastic, brilliant, great stuff. So where do we get more information about what's going on, Kieran? Because I know you've got a website. Where do people go to get more information?
So for more information, you can Facebook or Instagram Kieran's Ghana Journey, or you can go to ghana.kieranturnbull.uk.
And all the information is there. Fantastic. Ryan, you must be very proud of your students.
Immensely proud, and Kieran really has in particular taken on this role of not only fundraising for himself as an individual, but also leading on whole group fundraising for all the students that are attending the trip in February. And you are right with the price, which is expensive. And again, it's really brought our teaching community together. So the Grease night in particular is going to be a teacher social event where we've got pizzas, a bar from local gins and beers and wines also being sold. So it's really that idea of bringing our local community together to support our students on their adventures, which in turn will support those out in Western Africa.
Fantastic, great stuff. Well, look, if you want to find out more, there's going to be more news about this on our news pages on the V2 Radio website over the weekend. So if you want to check out the links, have a look at our Sussex news pages on v2radio.co.uk. Ryan and Kieran, thank you very much for your time. Thanks very much for joining us on V2 Radio this afternoon. Hope you'll keep us up to date as the date gets closer, and I can't wait to hear about how it all goes next February. So good luck, and I hope it all goes really well. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you, Neil. Thanks for your support.
Thank you.